Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. And for today's video, something that I really wanted to talk about was in regards to something that came out with the update because, with this update we ended up getting the Ein banner, we got the main story chapters, Summer Anise, Summer Helm rerun, but we also ended up getting skill resets. And that made me realize there are a lot of new players who came during summer because of, Summer Rosanna, Summer Sakura, and I really feel like maybe trying to explain them real quick would be helpful because they are really, really useful, and it's a shame that we don't keep them all the time, and it's only like, timed events, but it is what it is. But let's just get into it and let's talk about it. So what are skill level resets? So skill level resets are something that are given out, honestly, kind of random. It's like every blue moon that we end up getting them. There's no real specific time that we get them. So when we get them, it's, a good time to maybe reset some characters. So let's say, for instance, you ended up investing in somebody like, I don't know, Jackal. Because you're new, you got this character, but you realize, I don't really like her that much, she's not really that great, so how do I get my material back so I can invest it into someone else? So what you would do is end up going here to skill, and you see this blue little button here next to the skills. Skill reset. And there is a timer. So that timer is not necessarily for being able to use them and they'll expire. That timer is for how long you'll be able to actually just reset like Nikkes. So you can actually keep these if you don't have any problem with any of your Nikkes. Because like, I'll show you, when you actually click it, you'll see right here that I own 7 of them. Because I own 7 of them, I already had a lot of them previously. I really don't need to worry about resetting any Nikkes personally. So even if you don't want to use them, you can just save them for next time whenever we do this again, and then maybe by then you'll want to. But at the same time, if you're new, you made some mistakes, perfect time to use it right now. So don't feel like, ashamed if you need to use them. This is perfect. This is one of the better quality of life features that Nikke has to offer. And I honestly just wish there wasn't any time gate. I feel like that's kind of silly in my opinion. I feel like it doesn't need that at all, but it is what it is. But when it comes to actually using the skill resets, when you end up using these skill resets, you see this recycle materials, this is what you're going to get back. This is what you invested in. So you'll get, 100% of this back. There's no like percentage fee for like, resetting. You won't lose anything. You'll just get it back. And I think that's awesome. Not having like a percentage be lost because of this is great. And I think this is one of the better things. But at the same time, I really do feel like this is kind of like a bandage for one of the bigger problems that Nikke has with its gear system and skill mats. Because when we talk about skill mats, there are a lot of Nikkes in this game. We get a banner every 2 weeks. And if there is a big event or, a duo banner, it's going to be a 3-week event. So when it comes down to this, let's say after Ein, that means about, we'll get the hard mode unlocked the following week. And then after the 2 weeks, we'll end up getting a next banner, which is a new Nikke. And, that doesn't sound that bad in terms of release. But when you're trying to, like, present, like, the character, you're trying to invest in them to showcase what they do, you really need to invest in them a lot. And then it creates this problem that you don't have enough materials to try to invest in. And I really do feel like there needs to be better ways to get the skill mats. And, like, yes, I understand that we are getting the overclock, but honestly, overclock is kind of a situation where it's just really for, like, high-end players. And there is not really, like, other options. Because the only way you really get skill mats outside of using the simulation room is when we actually look at the event and we actually go look at the daily login for this. We actually do end up getting, skill manual selection boxes, some goodies like that. And right now, I think with the 21-day login for Tia, I think we are also getting skill mats, which is great. But at the same time, we don't get this all the time. And we're relying on 7-day logins to get even more. And then obviously, with the actual Juvenile Days event, or any event in general, the shop, there will be, skill mats in the shop, and this is some of the, better ones that I try to get, as well as the, the crew vouchers, obviously. But I really do feel like this is kind of a problem that's lacking in Nikke, because one of the bigger issues is that they update these systems, but they don't really make a better incentive for a lot of people. Because when we actually go look at, like, let's say the Arc, and then we go to the simulation room, this is the only way that you can personally get skill mats for a daily constantly. And in my opinion, it's honestly not enough. I really do wish they did the double weekends every weekend. I feel like that would actually help boost it a lot. I don't understand why they don't, because it's already hard enough to get materials as it is. So I kind of wish that was there. But then, you know, like I mentioned, we are getting overclocked, so hopefully that, you know, that'll be a better way to get skill mats. But that being said, that doesn't really help other players, like, you know, beginner, intermediate players. That's mostly like, you know, end game content, right? Because of the difficulty spike. So I just wish there was like maybe other game modes or dispatch that would offer more skill mats or something. I really do feel like it's time for another game mode, and another game mode that would introduce content that would actually improve the skill mats would be fantastic in my opinion, because I think it's, you know, I think it's about time, honestly. And I'm not saying that to add on to the dailies, but just add on to the variety of the content. It's kind of crazy that the only endgame content we really have is technically Union Raid and Solo Raid, and now, like, you know, the overclock, and then in the future we're gonna get the the anomaly interception mode. So, you know, that's kind of a shame, but it is what it is. But, you know, let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think about the skill mats? You know, am I being a little dramatic? You know, I might be, but it's just, you know, it's kind of frustrating sometimes. But, you know, I just wanted to do a little helpful guide, but also talk about an overall issue that Nikke is, you know, having. So, you know, hopefully in the future, they do end up fixing it. I would really hope they do, because yeah, I love this game. But at the same time, you know, I'm going to try to highlight the problems, right? But, you know, that's going to be it for me. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for the constant support that you're giving me. You know, seeing so many people join the Discord is really, really sweet. So thank you guys. But none of this content would be possible without these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. You guys are the absolute best. Your generosity and gratitude means a lot to me. So thank you guys so much for choosing to support me even further. You know, I wouldn't be able to push this content as much as I can without constant support like that. So thank you guys. And if you're interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you are interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, the loyalty crown badges, if you want to support me even further, I do deeply appreciate it, so thank you if you choose to do so. And as always, just watching the content like this really is the biggest support. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And as always, please stay tuned for the next one. Take care.